Hey there, fellow Factorians. Onerous here with another episode of Bobs and Angels Seablock. Yes, I remembered the title. So, when we finished, we were researching wood processing 2, which was going to give us some charcoal. Yes. And before we get going down that path, because we need it, because look, there is our boiler flashing at us. I'm out of fuel. Couple of comments. The first one, amazing comments from Daniel and Troopin, reminding me of the command game.speed, and we are going to set that equal to 3 once I do it again. There we go. And look at those things going. So I'm in two minds. We'll play with this and just leave it at 3 for a while and see how we go. It's a little bit distracting, to be honest, but only because of the only because of the wind generators. So that'll help with that grind a little bit. Things will produce a bit quicker. We don't have to wait as long. There was also a comment about removing the crushed stone. This is too fast. Let's knock it down to 2. All right. I can least control where I'm running around at double speed. All right. Second comment was from Mr. Maglum about removing the crushed stone from the crushers. So before I didn't have this set up here. I just had these 2 furnaces here getting the crushed saphirite and crushed stereotype, and the crushed stone was staying in here, but because the crushed stone was staying in here, it was only allowed to do 2 operations before it was full of crushed stone, so it actually held up. So now we've got them outputting to a belt. We've got some filtered splitters, some splitters doing filtering with priorities to put the items into the furnaces, and the rest of the crushed stone goes all the way back here into the liquefier. So that's a nice closed loop system. So thank you for that, Mr. Magloon. And 2 more quick ones. Power asked about uranium, and yes, every material is going to be made from some kind of situation with the crystallizer. We just use some other liquids, if I remember correctly. And last but not least, this situation here. So I put in another inserter here to try and speed things up, but look, it picked up some brown algae, so it can no longer support green algae in here. All right, and then something that I've been thinking about is that I haven't been using the inserters. This wasn't a comment, this was my own comment. I haven't been using the inserter configuration. So look at that. I didn't need to put down any of the this landfill. Didn't need to waste those 2 pieces of landfill, because we can just do a 90 degrees thanks to Bob's inserters, which are actually a little bit powerful, because when you think about the inserter, the normal speed of an inserter assumes a 180 degree rotation, so it actually swings there around and then swings back. By going only 90 degrees, you're halving that rotation. You're essentially doubling the speed. It doesn't quite double the throughput, because there is a frame or 2 where it's picking stuff up and dropping it off, but yeah, essentially that's the same as researching the stack capacity bonus to give you the +1 on those inserters. So just something to keep in mind as I move these things around. Like, these could have been closer. Yeah. Anyway, we've got to remember that. We've got to get back into the Bobs and Angels mindset. All right. First things first, though, we now have charcoal. Charcoal is good. And we're going to set this up. So to make the charcoal, we put wood bricks in a stone furnace. And wood bricks come from wood pellets, if I remember correctly from last time, when we actually find where they are. Here we go. Wood bricks come from wood pellets. So we've got a bunch of wood pellets. Well, not a bunch, because I've kind of stolen some. But this here is producing our wood pellets. So what we can do is then have this go into another assembly machine. And look at that, we are getting dangerously low on this. Okay, so we can put it in another assembly machine that's making wood bricks. We'll pop that one there. So this will now pick up from here and drop off in there. All right, we need to power this up. And we'll get rid of that because there's no use getting too many wood pellets. Yeah, because we're only burning wood pellets, and now we're going to be making charcoal. All right, so then to make the charcoal, we just then need a smelter. Where would I find a smelter these days? There we go. A smelter, little smelter. All right, we're going to need that, and then that. Trying to use as little landfill as possible at this point. And then that. And actually we need to put in a few of those. Put in a few of those until we get that, and then we can put those in there. All right. There we go. Okay, and we're away. And that is actually making them pretty quickly indeed. I think with one more bit of landfill right there, we can also put that in a box. Look at that. Okay. That's a little tight little arrangement. I'm happy with it. Okay. And that will kind of infinitely use our green algae, but we are kind of getting a little bit too much brown algae. Well, what can we use brown algae for? Let's see if we can figure out something to use it for. We can't do that. We can do that. Composting. And our alginic acid, which only gets used for cellulose pulp, which only gets used for various paper. Well, we're a long way off that, aren't we? And paper only gets used for wooden boards, but we are making as much paper as we can, aren't we? Yeah. And this also requires cellulose fiber, which is why this is slowing down, because the cellulose fiber is now doing everything. All right. Okay, we'll sort that out. Let's go grab a little bit of charcoal and pop it in here. Actually, wow, it's I'm gonna knock the game speed down. This is freaking me out how quickly that was disappearing. All right, so now we have some charcoal production happening, and I should double check the thing. So 4 megajoules. What do we say? What did we say? So 2 pellets are used for 1 wood brick. Yep. So 1 wood brick is 16 megajoules. And then where does charcoal come in all these menus? Charcoal? Nope. Let me just type it in. Charcoal, there it is, way down there. So 1 wood brick, which is 16 megajoules, creates 5 charcoal, which is 20 megajoules. So yeah, there we go. We've got a what's that? 25% increase in efficiency over wood pellets. Sorry, wood pellets. Okay, that's pretty good. It's kind of slowed down a bit now though, as we've used up all our wood pellets. So what I would like to do now is have some science production, and we're just going to do a very, very simple situation here, where we have a box. Let me think about how we can do this now in as little space as possible. I don't think that's it, but it'll do. All right. So 4 science packs. Hang on. Okay, science packs. Let's think about this again. We need to make science packs, and they need electromagnetic core and electromagnetic coils. Let's get you out of here. Electromagnetic cores and electromagnetic coils. This is cores and coils. You need copper plate and you need iron plate. Alright, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We can put you in there and make some more inserters is what we can do. You can go in there and then we can have a box, say like that. Alright, you pick up from there. Do we have any boxes? We'll have to make some more boxes too. Alright, we should probably also check our plate situation, which is pretty poor, I've got to admit. We'll have to ramp that up. That is all good, and then we just need an electromagnetics lab there. Alright, and finally a box. And in said box we will have all of those and I don't know, all of those. What was the requirement for this? It is double the amount of iron to copper. Okay, so let's there, something like that. Now power pole there, and I guess a power pole there and there should do it. And you'll go in there. So what's holding us up? You. And it looks like these guys are actually producing much quicker than we're using them. That's all right. All right. So I could put a second one off those, but not with our sort of tight arrangement here. I'm also not researching anything, so we're not using it. Let's have a look what we want to do. So mechanical refining, that's got some fun stuff in it. We can upgrade to ore crushers from to electric ore crushers from our burner ore crushers, which is a pretty good upgrade, I've got to say. We also get access to ore sorting, and we can sort some crushed saphirite to get iron ore, more slag, which is actually pretty good, because currently we're crushing it to get crushed stone, but I think one slag produces 2 crushed stone, so that's a little bit of a boost in our byproducts that we'll be using. So that is high on my list of wants. Belts, we're nowhere near belts because they actually require tin plate, which comes from tin, which we don't have. So we would need, we would actually need to nickel, tin. There it is, tin. We would actually need to get some more materials before we can get those. So that's not important. Believe it or not, these furnace upgrades are actually pretty good, because if I remember correctly, we can actually set a recipe in the furnaces. So in these situations where I've set these filters up to get, you can just see behind the tech there, I've filtered off saphirite here and filtered off stereotype there. We can actually just pull it off the belt, because this is always going to take, with a recipe, it'll only take what it needs. These electronics assemblers are really fast, crafting speed of 1, but they only do electronics, so they're not a high list. And ooh, man, I do remember the arboretums. Seed trees into arboretums allows you to produce wood, essentially from, well, we would use the brown algae as well for compost. That's probably something we want to get going, because we've got all this brown algae. But I think it's definitely mechanical refining first, and then we might go into arboretums, tree arboretums. All right. We've got a little bit of that going on. So having these upgraded to electrics will be nice, but we'll start to see our power rising up very quickly. Yeah, okay. We're still providing a lot of our power via wind, which is nice. All right, so what is our next step? Well, our next step is figuring out a source of landfill. Source of landfill. All right. We need to have this outputting into a couple of assemblers. So one assembler is going to turn the crushed stone into rock. Yep. Unfortunately, we can't do it just like that. We will need to have a little guy there, and then we can have you here. So you're making stone. Sorry, stone from crushed stone, like so. Look at us go using these 90 degrees. And this will slow down our production of iron, because we're basically halving our amounts here. But I think we are running low on landfill. So let's make sure we have that available. All right, we'll need you here, and you are going to make landfill from crushed stone. Oh well, there we go. All right. Landfill from 10 crushed stone, which is that's much cheaper. Sand, much cheaper than the landfill in regular. Oh, look at that, we have it. Our first landfill. All right, and I'll get you just to put it in there. Thank you. Okay. All right. I'm happy with that. Very, very happy. We're just going to help you out with... I should have done a full stack. Why did I not do a full stack? I don't know. And then we pop the rest in there. All right. Nope. There we go. We got it. Okay. And look at that. We've got some landfill happening. So that eases our requirement quite a bit. I was getting a little bit worried about that. We'll pop those back in. All right. So now we have production of landfill, we have production of power. Now it's time to redo basically all of this. Once we get mechanical refining as well, we'll be able to replace these crushers with electric crushers. So let's speed things up a little bit, shall we? And we'll get there. Now, let's do some math while that's going on. So this uses 1 slag a second. This uses 10 crushed stone a second. And this only produces 2 crushed stone a second. So we could have 5 of these going into one of these. And to support this with 1 slag a second, we would need 4 electrolyzers going to support one of these. That's okay. We can knock the speed back down now. Look at that. That makes life a little bit easier, doesn't it? Saves just sitting around. We even did math while we waited. So what I want to do is make a couple more electrolyzers. Now each of these uses 300 kilowatts. We are currently producing 1.8 megawatts. So this is going to use up 2/3 of our power if we have 4 of these. Not to mention how we're actually going to fit this all in. We're going to have to rejig this something majorly, aren't we? How much sand do we have to play with? Okay, we've got 58 sand. Let's put our electrolyzers up here. In some kind of row. I think is that the full size of an electrolyzer? I think I'm one too high. All right. So there. If I had an electrolyzer, yeah. Okay. All right. And then we've got enough for a little bit more. Which I think we actually need another line out here like that. All right, now how are we going to fit these all in? How are we going to fit these all in? That is the question, the $1 million question. Oops, we need to keep that in there just for now. So 4 electrolyzers. They need ins and outs like that. Not exactly like that. We do need, oh man, we do need a little bit more room, a little bit more space. And I also want to be able to output these. Ooh. I want to be able to output these. How are we going to do that? Let's see. If these are getting water, what about that? And then we have a belt running down the middle here. We can't do that, can we? Because it mirrors. No. Okay. All right. All right. I think what we need is more landfill, unsurprisingly. And to get more landfill, we're going to need more power again. We've totally used up all of our crushed rock. So how are we going to get these 4? How are we going to get these 4 in? Well, immediately that is mildly better. Mildly better. This goes over to there. There we go. All right, there's our power back. Get that and that. Our flare stacks. So this is oxygen. All right, well, I think what we're going to have to do is get more landfill and just run these up that way. I think that's probably the only sensible option at this point. You go to there. You go to there. And then actually we can just put a flare stack there. And another one there. Alright. And then we can power all of those up with one power pole. No, we need 2. We need 2. Alright. So we'll put that up there. So now then we need some undergrounds. Can we make undergrounds? Oh, we can. We can make undergrounds. We also need some belts. We haven't got any belts. So what I want to do is have an underground. Yes, that's it. They only go 2 spaces. The basic undergrounds. The basic undergrounds only go 2 spaces. How could I forget? Let's do that. So now we'll do that. You are just outputting there. You are outputting there. You can go there and there. And then down into here. These are actually not required. You go there. Alright. We'll rip these guys up. You're not doing anything anymore. Okay. So, what have we achieved? What have we achieved? Well, we've created a bit more space, and we can now make some more power supplies. Some more boilers if we wanted to. But other than that, we haven't really achieved much. Apparently our brown algae is getting used now. We're just making a lot of paper. Yeah, alright. Alright, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you making a lot of paper. We do have a good amount of charcoal, which is excellent to see. Alright, and we've used 40 charcoal already. Now this arrangement is a little bit unnecessary, isn't it? It is. A little bit of a waste of space. We can pop that there now and set you to landfill, wherever that may be. Search for sand. Look at that, resource refining. All right, like so. We'll give you the stuff we have in our inventory. and then the box goes there, and pick up there. Okay. So that's a little bit tight. We've saved an inserter, a couple of inserters, I think, and a belt. But we also have 13. We have 13 landfill, which is not going to be enough to do this, is it? Nope. Okay, this is kind of our goal now. Let's I don't know. Let's push it to the limit, shall we? And see how we go. I'm actually going to pause the recording because this could take a little bit of time. We are going to ramp up. We're going to ramp up though. All right, I'll be back in a second. Okay, I've only a very, very tiny amount of time really, and got enough to build this out. So we are going to do that. Have I got enough to build this out? I don't think I do, because if I do that, we are too close. We are too close. Because I need room. I need room. 5 more land. That should do it though. Maybe not. We need one more. We need one more. Because we need more. We need more. All right. A little bit more game speed. Let's do it, guys. You can do it. All right. Couple more. So what we want to do is we want to have enough to actually have both these sides coming in, which is pretty important. Having you not actually working is a bit of a shame, isn't it? All right. Let's knock the game speed back, because that is outrageous, isn't it? So what we need to do is have another one there and another one there, and we need another one there as well. Okay, well, we'll set this up. So that is going to be that. I think this situation here actually just kind of needs to change just a wee bit, because of that inserter there feeding out there. We'll move that up there, and then with a little bit more landfill, we can get that one there like that. All right. So that is up there and burning out there. So now we just need some more landfill. Some more landfill, of course. Of course we need more landfill to get this out. All right. So that would need to go to there. We need 2 more landfill. Come on, guys. You can do it. 2 more landfill to expand that area. I really wish we could dig up landfill. That would be divine, wouldn't it? Because we've got a lot of space, that we've wasted already. All right. So what I want to do is I want to make another underground. We're going to pop that there. That goes to there. We do need another spot there. Alright, that is not connected. We need one more bit of landfill. One more bit of landfill to connect that, and another bit of landfill because we can't do on a diagonal just yet. I wonder what research allows us to get to a diagonal. Near inserters. We're actually not that far from near inserters. Honestly, that is worth going down for 45. I'm going to stop the trees, and we're going to get the research for near inserters, which allows us to do on diagonals, which is actually a really, really handy thing. And then we'll go back to the trees. All right. So let's get another landfill there, which saves us 2. That saves us 2 landfill, and then we just need 2 more landfill. 2 more landfill will get us where we want to be. All right, I'm going to be really dodgy and steal it out of here. There we go. All right. 2 more landfill. That was all we needed. So one there and one there. Then that goes there and there, and that goes there. and of course we can't power it up. Well, that's a minor issue, isn't it? I guess we need more landfill. You know what we're going to do. Alright, thank you, and thank you. One more landfill. And there we go. Okay. So now we have 3 electrolyzers working, which is nice. We can support one more, remember, on here. And honestly, this landfill is getting to be an issue. We're going to start to tear out these guys and convert over to a full charcoal-based society. Yes. Okay. What have we achieved this episode? Well, we've got slowly ramping up our production of everything. Our research. We've got charcoal. Yeah, we just. Oh, I'm not going to say we're struggling, but there is definitely a lack of landfill. That means we have to be a little more space conscious than I would normally. But yeah, that is one of the challenges of Seablock. And if you're not into challenges like that, trust me, Seablock and generally speaking, Bob's Angels are not your wheelhouse. So we're just going to keep going. Next episode, I think we need to look at ramping this situation up here. Making it a bit more compact, so we can fit our 4th electrolyzer in here rather than having to build out here, which is just costing us a lot of time with letting this build up. But then we'll have a better supply of our materials that we can then look at getting a better supply of science. And if we can ramp up our science, we can get research a bit quicker. You know, it's the usual early game Factorio things at that point. We just want to make our factory go faster so we can get to the better tech earlier. Seablock is not one which is done particularly quickly, given that all of our resources need to be sort of manually made, and this crystallizer is not the fastest supply of ore, let alone the mineralized water. Anyway. That's just what we've got to deal with. That's part of the challenge. So nothing more to say other than a huge thank you to my patrons, and I'll see you tomorrow.